You want to open us up?
To God be the glory. He's worthy of praise. I thank him for giving me strength and endurance. He teaches me to persevere. Perseverance builds character. I thank him for the strength that he gives me. And our guys played. Our defense in the first half, our energy. They came to play. And, we were able to get some stops as the game went on, especially in the latter parts of the first half. I think we finished the half with 5 out of 6 stops. I thought, Austin's dunk at the end of the first half kind of culminated, really what I thought was one of our best halves of the year. To hold on to the lead and to weather some of the storm from Buffalo in the second half. Our guys stayed focused, and it just was a good win. It feels good to win, I think, with our guys. And I thought the total team effort, but I thought we got it done on the defensive end, and we did a good job guarding the three-point shot, which was big. So, our guys played. I give them the credit. They came to play and they execute the game plan. And, so it really, again, feels good to win. And on a day like today, with all their peers, all the alumni, the last game, I just thank God for the victory, because I wanted our guys to be a part of it. I wanted them to be a positive part of it. And the best way to do that is to go out and play well and hope to God that it turns into a victory. So I thank God for the victory.
Questions? Coach, Jack asked you after the Kent State game about you being a little more emotional in that game. Didn't look like you had any problems getting your kids to take that emotion on the field. Was that because of the day, or are you seeing what I'm seeing there?
No, I agree with you. I think, I don't know. Leadership is something that generally is developed. Maybe they felt sorry for me because I'm getting older and they didn't want me to be jumping around every game. I might, I don't know, maybe they worried about me. But I did think that they took charge, of themselves. And you want your players to take ownership, and you want them to take leadership of the team. And I thought really Jordan and Scott, I thought D. Brown stepped up offensively, and attacked the game. I don't know, I think D likes when his crowds and pro guys are in the gym. I don't know. I think it brings it out of him. I don't know. But he stepped up offensively in a big way, and I thought Austin played big. The double-double, 16 and 14. I thought he played big. And again, Jordan, you're talking about young guys as far as leadership. Jordan, he's taking the mantle and he wants to, but he's still maturing. And Austin, I think today I think it was the most competitive one. There's been a few games. I remember Toledo game. There's been a few games where I think he really stepped up in terms of his competitive level. And I thought today he was very competitive, and that's good because he's got a lot of talent, and I think he's growing in that area.
One area, you had assists on over half your baskets, and you had 7 different guys with at least 1 assist. You have to like the way they were moving the ball then.
Yeah, well, we always put on the board a about making the extra pass, playing unselfish. But the big thing we talk about is making the game easy. And I mentioned it before, making the game easier for your teammate. And you point out some good things. I agree with you. And we were making shots. It helps when we were making shots. And I thought we did a good job in the first half in transition. I thought we really pushed the ball and ran the ball. And again, having Jordan at the point, he changes the tempo of the game. But when you got guys like D. Brown and Scott getting out and running, and when you're big guys like Austin and Mike Dabney and Torian, Danny are getting up and down the floor, I think the game was fun for them today. Sometimes you don't know. It's always fun to win, but sometimes you don't know if your guys are really having fun. But I thought they were having fun today.
Coach, will you talk a little bit about the things that you guys were doing defensively? To me, it looks like it's guarding the three-point shot and then hitting the defensive boards really hard, especially in the first half.
Really, Buffalo, you got to guard Mulkey and Fizzin from the three, and Filson. And I thought we did a really good job. They were 3 for 15. Those were two guys that make threes, and then Barnett shoots an occasional three, and Watson off the bench. They really don't have a ton of three-point shooters, but you got to make sure that those guys don't get looks. But I thought they did an excellent job. We did an excellent job of the scout report, and then the big guys. You got to do a good job with them. You got to win the battle of the paint, and I thought we did. The last game, we scored 50 points in the paint. This game, we shot it better from the perimeter. But in the second half, I thought Buffalo, that's what kind of kept them going, is they start getting points in the paint. Because really, they want to play inside out. They're not a huge three-point shooting team other than those two guys. And I thought we did a good job on those two guys. And then we did defensive rebound. But the big guy, the freshman, he's a load. He's tough. McCready, he's tough. He got great hands, and sometimes he shoots them he makes some moves and he shoots some little scoop shots and doesn't even jump off the floor. But he's just he's a bull in there. But I thought Austin did a great job on the defensive boards. Anytime you get 11 defensive rebounds, that's huge. That's a great way to wrap up the possessions. And I thought our guards did a good job on the boards too, especially D. Brown. I thought he did a good job.
I don't know if we're going to be able to talk to you Monday, so I just want to ask you about Tuesday's game real quick. Just your thoughts on getting this tournament started.
Well, hey, to God be the glory. We wanted this to be sort of the start of the tournament for us. Such a special afternoon here. So, like I said, I'm glad our guys could add to the moment. Tuesday's game is the biggest game of the year, the next game, and I want our guys to play with the same fire and enthusiasm and energy, and play with enjoy it. It's right now what is it? Win or go home. So you got to have that mentality. Let it all hang out and compete. So I think this should be a confidence builder for our guys. Hey, we lost 6 in a row. So but we, really as a coach, and I thought we had been getting better. I saw some growth in the Miami and the Kent State game, especially on the defensive end against Kent the first half. But I knew we had to do it for 40 minutes, and I thought we played really hard and competed for 40 minutes today.
Coach, it's one thing to see that improvement, but it's hard to sell kids on that unless you win. Doesn't that really make this win? I mean, you hate to say must win, but
no, I think you need to, it's like anything else, success breeds success. So I think it's good, it's important to build confidence and see the end result. It's like anything else, in school you study hard, you want to be able to get good grades. If you don't pass the test and you put a lot of work in, it can be discouraging. But I think our guys, they understand that we're right there. And we've been in a lot of games where we've been right there. We just haven't closed it. So that's an area for us as a team to get better at. But you're right. I think this is a confidence builder, and hopefully we can springboard from this and continue to play better basketball as the year goes on.
You mentioned the emotion of the day, seeing the names of players that you may have seen someplace in college, but just seeing those guys come back and see how the crowd reacted to them. What were your thoughts about that?
Well, I think I've been thinking about this. The last time I closed the arena and participated in the closing arena, I was a senior in college, and this was the last year of Manley Fieldhouse before the Carrier numbers. And I played in the last game, and we lost to Georgetown by 2. And I remember that I had the last shot, three-point shot wasn't out by then. It was definitely a pretty deep shot, and I wasn't really a long-range shooter, so I was short. I missed it, and that was the only loss I ever experienced at Manley Fieldhouse for 4 years. So have an opportunity to participate in this as a coach. I wanted our guys to understand the company that they're in, Anderson Arena has got great tradition, great history, and great memories, but that's only because of the relationships and the people. Buildings are inanimate objects, and it's been a great place to play, but it's the people, the players, the fans, everybody involved, the coaches, administrators, that help make this building and what it is. So I want them to appreciate the community that they're part of. Sometimes when you're young, you see a guy like Nate Thurman, and my team's generation, they don't understand. I understand. I know what kind of player he was. Howard Kohlmeier, I watched some guys play. Cornelius Cash, I played against him when I was a high school senior, and he was a senior graduating from BG. He used to come to Cincinnati and work out because he had an agent out of Cincinnati. I used to play. So Skip Howard, that's when I first knew about Bowling Green. So they need to appreciate the company there, and I want them to understand that and cherish it, because it is about relationships and people, and that's what makes Anderson Arena special.
When you mentioned that last shot at Manley Fieldhouse, did you think about that all today?
I just kind of popped in my head just now. I was thinking about when I participated in a closing of a building, and I'd never done it as a coach. I don't think so, but as a player, it just came in my head. I was at Syracuse and Manley, and I played in that last game, and that was they didn't quite do this, but it was my senior. It was my senior day. It was my last day. My mom was there, so it was a tough loss. I remember walking home in the snow. And in Syracuse, when you walk home in the snow, it's a lot of snow. So I remember it was about a mile, and I just walked home. It was a tough one. But I just thank God because the win. I think it helped make the day even more special for the people that came because of this arena. And I want our guys, anytime we get this kind of energetic fan in the house and these kind of numbers, I want them to see us at our best. I think, in this, I was happy for that. I was happy for our guys. Because we got a good group of guys, that we really do. I want the fans to continue to support them. And, I want them to be thought of, I just want them to be thought of the Bowling Green family. That's important to me, because this is going to be their alma mater, and that's special. The alma mater is special, and this is going to be their alma mater, so I want them to take pride in that.
I want to ask you a question about the alma mater. You guys, after every game, you go over and stand and listen to the alma mater, and I hate to trivialize all those other times you do it, but I'd have to think it was a little different today.
Yeah, well, at first I went over there to try to do it, and they almost got rolled over by a mat. I didn't know I didn't know whether we was gonna do it like we normally do it. So they putting a mat down. They wasn't messing around. They was folding it down. I had to get out of the way. But no, I think, you know, again, young guys, I don't know if they fully appreciate what they're a part of, the community they're a part of. I hope they do. You know, and the Nate Thurman's a little easier because, you know, you got a guy that's, you know, 6'10", 6'11", Hall of Famer, a guy, top 50 NBA player, the only number on the wall there. So, you know, Nate, even whether they know of him or not, that's a little easier. But the people maybe that they don't know, you know, that have played here, maybe not the guys that were the great players or the pros, the stars, just the community they're part of. I think it's important that they appreciate that because they basically are carrying on the legacy. And our guys, God willing, they have an opportunity, you know, other than Joe and Mike, to open up a new arena and start a new legacy. So I want them to appreciate that. They may not appreciate it now, but as they get older, I think they will.
Any particular recollections of facing Nate Thurman in the league?
You know what? I was very, very, very probably blessed that I didn't face him. He's a little older than me, so when I came in the league in 1980, he had retired. But I'll tell you my own recollection as a fan of the NBA. I was a huge fan, and I would listen to the Cincinnati Royals on radio all the time, and I'd be in my living room with a basket sitting on a bookshelf, a garbage can, and I'd have a balled up sock. And every game that the Royals played, I'd be shooting and acting like it. So I used to hear Nate Thurman on the radio when they played the Royals. But when I watched Nate play against Wilt and Russell, those were big time games. When I see Nate play against Wilt, those were huge games. I mean, those were the three best centers in the NBA. And Nate was a warrior. He played like he was 8 foot tall. So I have profound respect and admiration for Nate Thurman.
All right, good.